All right, we're going to kick things off here with the NFC North, one of the probably most fun divisions to watch last season, and certainly going into this year, we're excited. The Detroit Lions running it back, virtually the same squad minus Josh Reynolds. Not a huge loss there. Oh, and that defense, it just got a little bit better this offseason.
The Lions are good.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
They are good. They are good.
I'm not used to them being good.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, they've driven some of the best players I've ever seen play, Barry Sanders and Calvin Johnson. They left after 10 years. They're like, I can't play for Detroit anymore. I can't play football anymore. It just hurts too much.
And they're keeping the same kind of nucleus intact here. Same head coach, Dan Campbell. He's created something great. Man Campbell. Ben Johnson comes back. He was a hot head coach. Yeah, a hot head coach candidate. A lot of teams wanted him. He's stuck with Detroit. Wanted to go back for a chance at the title. I like this team a lot.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery. They have a lot of weapons there. Sam Laporta.
Laporta, that to me is the interesting one.
Yeah.
Like he had an amazing season last year. Will he be tight end number one this year?
He will be drafted as tight end one in most drafts. I think him and Kelsey are kind of 1A, 1B. But for me, this offense runs through Amon-Ra St. Brown, and he wasn't even healthy last year and still had a monster season.
That was hurt?
Oh, yeah. He was injured. Holy
moly.
I forget exactly what the injury was, but he was dealing with multiple injuries. Some of them were very serious.
But can Goff keep it up? I guess I've never really seen Goff been too consistent. I mean, the Rams got rid of him to go to the Super Bowl, to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so two things on Goff. I agree. I don't know if he's that good, but the offense that they are running, the offensive coordinator Ben Johnson.
Oh, I was going to say Lombardi. He's not there anymore.
No, not him. So Ben Johnson, what he's doing is he's scheming guys open. Jared Goff has all day to throw, one of the best O-lines in football. Let me give you a couple stats on Amon-Ra St. Brown. Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator, he loves to sling it. So 35 pass attempts a game over the past 2 years. Number 2 in yards after the catch in 2023, and number 4 in 2022 was Amon-Ra St. Brown. And number 4 red zone targets in 2023 and in 2022. And he was also top 10 in big plays. The bad, crowded offense. So you've got Gibbs, you've got Montgomery, you've got Laporta. We mentioned Khalif Raymond before. Jameson Williams taking a step up in year 2. And he's the slot wide receiver. So high touchdown regression is extremely
wide receiver
likely possibility.
2, 3, 4.
Overall?
Yeah.
For me, Amon-Ra St. Brown's top 5.
Top 5.
Yeah, you got to go Tyreek, CD, Jamar, Jefferson. After that, I'm very okay with taking Amon-Ra St. Brown, so he's right around.
I was
top
surprised
5.
to see him on the highlights so much, the top 100, the yak.
One
the yak
of the
for him
best route runners in the NFL, but where he makes his mark is after the catch.
Right. It was just it really was shown.
Yeah.
They just seen the yak after every catch.
And so what this offense does, you have a deep threat like Jameson Williams, who I think is really going to take off this year. He's going to draw that double, that safety, that cornerback. The running backs, you've got Jahmyr Gibbs, who can catch passes out of the backfield. The linebackers have to respect that. So when he's going out wide, let's say he's doing a wheel route, that opens up the middle of the field.
And Laporta, too, yeah.
Laporta, St. Brown, Jameson Williams, they have a really good offense.
They really are covered, huh?
One of my favorite guys this year, if you're looking at bets, is Jameson Williams. I don't know what his props are. I would take the over on just about all of them.
On every game? You think that...
Season total, but also...
season futures. All right. All right, I will put up on the screen. I'm going to put futures up for everybody.
Oh, perfect.
The Lions right now, 135 to win the division. I wouldn't say that's value. I think that they could repeat what they did last year.
It's a strong division.
The division, the Packers, the Bears, not the Vikings this year, unfortunately, because of McCarthy, which we'll get to. But 135 for the Lions, I would not put that in right this second. If Caleb Williams doesn't look like he's going to do what looks like he's going to do, and Jordan Love's looked pretty darn good up in Green Bay, so...
Yeah,
no, I would not go with an early pick, but for I do appreciate the early insight on.
Yeah, a lot of good pieces in this offense. You want to invest in this offense in fantasy for sports betting purposes. I don't know if it's a strong bet because of, like you said, the return on the investment there.
Right.
They're the favorite right now to win the division. I actually think they should be the favorite to meet the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I don't know if they are. I actually doubt that they are. But to me, they are the best team in the NFC. I think that they can contend with the Chiefs. I don't think they can beat them quite yet.
It's interesting because the Packers, I think, are they going to be the next people we talk about, or are we going to talk about the Bears? Because they're both amazing.
Yeah, they're both amazing. We can talk about the Packers first. Big payday for Jordan Love. He got paid after a strong finish in 2023. Now he needs to prove that the Packers made the right call. Important note here, the Packers were the youngest team to ever go to the playoffs and to win a playoff game last year. Another offseason and a full season with the same core wide receiver group. That should pay dividends for Love and company. They lost Aaron Jones, who was kind of the heart and soul of this offense, but they bring in Josh Jacobs from the Raiders. It seems like a great fit to me. I love that pickup, and I love this offense. I think they take a big step up in year 2.
You love the offense?
I love pun intended.
Yeah, I see it. Just a quick little story I heard about Jordan Love. He got the treatment from Aaron Rodgers that Aaron Rodgers did not get from Brett Favre. And what I mean by that is, for those that don't know, Brett Favre treated Aaron Rodgers like garbage. Like, he came in there, he's like, he's gonna take my job. So for 3 years, Aaron Rodgers got to sit back and watch one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time do what he did. And now Aaron Rodgers had that time to watch, and then now Jordan Love had that time to watch Aaron Rodgers play.
Yeah.
And he was able to give him the tidbits, the little bit of, if you don't love Aaron Rodgers, you don't love Aaron Rodgers. He knows football. Yeah. And to get any kind of information from him for a year or two, it's invaluable.
That's a great point. And Jordan Love comes back with another year of this young wide receiver core. Christian Watson, injury concerns always with the hamstrings.
Football.
He went and got that checked out, though. He may have figured it out. He went and saw a specialist. It seems like there was a muscle difference in his left hamstring to his right, which was causing some issues there. So anyway, it looks like
too many lunges on one side.
Right. He's like Popeye, but with his hamstrings. And so Christian's back. I wouldn't trust him, but he's probably the strongest wide receiver of this group. But you have Dontavian Wicks, you have Romeo Doubs, you have Jaden Reed. At tight end, you have Luke Musgrave, Tucker Kraft, a lot of weapons in this offense. But there's one guy I want to talk about who I don't think is getting the flowers he deserves. Player spotlight here is Dontavian Wicks. He had a higher yards per route run than Stephon Diggs, a higher yards per route run versus man defense than Devontae Adams, and a higher yards per route run versus zone than Jamar Chase. So 3 names there. Those 3 guys were all going in the first round of fantasy drafts last year. This guy is quietly, sneakily becoming one of the better options in this offense. And everyone wants to point to Romeo Doubs. Everyone wants to point to Christian Watson. I'm pointing to Dontavian Wicks. I think he's my fantasy sleeper on this team.
With those stats right there, the higher yards per catch, how is he not getting the touches?
Oh, yeah. So the efficiency is there. The volume is not. So my point is,
you think he's going to get
if the volume follows, he's going to produce like Stephon Diggs, Devontae Adams, Jamar Chase. I don't think it comes to that extent. I don't think that the volume's going to show up in that form. But even half of what he's, even 50% upgrade of what he's already currently seen would probably lead to wide receiver 2 numbers. So for me, if I'm not going to go after a Christian Watson earlier in drafts, I'm fine sitting and waiting on a Dontavian Wicks and just having him sit on my bench until he pops.
A common theme here we talk about in the gambling community is value. Mm-hmm. Some gamblers love the EV value. I'm not an EV guy. I look and I see plus 230 Packers, plus 135 Lions.
Yeah.
The Packers, it's not even close.
Yeah.
Now, granted, either could win. The Bears could win, but when it comes to value, put a $5, $16.
Yeah. Either one of them could win. The one team that can't win, Minnesota Vikings. They had promise. They found their guy. I've already seen enough to know that J.J. McCarthy is a starting level quarterback in the NFL.
Right.
he has potential to be elite. Easy to see the high IQ, standing in the pocket. He has a good arm, an accurate arm. I saw a couple of great throws in preseason. To me, he is a miniature version of Tom Brady. And I don't mean that from...
Bold statement.
It is. But when you watch him play,
from Michigan,
a lot of the same mechanics from Michigan, it's the mentality. He has that dog in him, you know, and not a lot of guys have that. Joe Burrow has that. I think he's going to be a really special talent, but they're going to have to wait. Starting this year is going to be Sam Darnold after a nasty injury for J.J. McCarthy.
I can't help but laugh when I hear that I got the dog, because they're football players. They all got that. They should. Well, you'd think they all should. Ricky Williams didn't.
Did Jay Cutler?
No. Well, yeah.
Did he?
Well, he was kind of more of like a hound.
Yeah.
I can see him.
Like a doodle.
Yeah.
Golden doodle. Yeah, so this team's interesting because we talked about Justin Jefferson before. Right. You need a really good quarterback to produce. Typically, is this guy the exception? I think so. You're a little less bullish on JJ.
Yeah, well, because I've watched Sam Darnold throw the ball in New York, or didn't throw the ball because he was on his back half the time.
You saw those ghosts.
Right, exactly. Or he was out for mono. You know, it's just... Now, Justin Jefferson is the kind of talent that can make a quarterback better, right? There's quarterbacks that make their receivers better, and then there's receivers that make the quarterback better.
Yeah.
Jefferson is definitely the opposite. He makes that quarterback better. Can he make Sam Darnold better? I have to see it before I definitely have to see it before I put any money behind it. That's for darn sure.
Yeah, we'll have to agree to disagree on this one, because for me, I'm betting on the talent of Justin Jefferson, and I'm less concerned about the quarterback play. But it's a fair argument, and we may see after the first week. We have to tweak our rankings.
You need touchdowns for fantasy, right? You need yards, you need catches. So yeah, I mean.
One saving grace, though, is this defense is not great, and this offense will be playing from behind. So they're going to have to chuck it. Whether or not Sam Darnold's ready for it is irrelevant. They're going to have to throw the ball. And if he isn't, they're going to have to play their third string.
Right. I mean, someone's going to have the yards. And unfortunately, it might be Jefferson. It might not be. But Ty Chandler, Jordan Addison, maybe.
Yeah, Nick Mullins is the QB3 there. So he will be backing up Sam Darnold. He is very capable. He's not a great quarterback, but he's okay. He's done well.
He might play better in practice to alleviate him.
And you mentioned Aaron Jones, Ty Chandler. I want nothing to do with this run game, but I'm interested in Ty Chandler. Aaron Jones, to me, is on the back nine of his career.
Right.
There's a reason the Packers did not give him that extra contract or extra year on the contract. So he's out of there. He's in Minnesota, going to the rivals. Another Packer going to Minnesota. It seems like there's a lot of... Right, Brett Favre and
weird.
A lot of star players going from Green Bay to finish their career in Minnesota. So... he's going to have that revenge narrative, but I'm more interested in Ty Chandler. I think he's the running back to own there. Justin Jefferson, a couple of stats on him. Most skilled wide receiver in the league, in my opinion, by far. 19.6 career fantasy points per game. 16.8 points per game in 2023. He only played in 10 games and still broke 1,000 yards and 5 touchdowns last year. So imagine what he's going to do this year in a full season. 4th in yards per route run at 3.02, and he averaged 21 points per game with Nick Mullen as a quarterback. So I think he's going to be fine. We'll have to wait and see.
Justin Jefferson's at minus 125 to have 1,250 yards this year. It's a good bet. Even with Sam Darnold's, now you can also parlay that into, because obviously negative 120. Yeah, parlay that into something very positive, like for say I don't know, Mahomes going anything. Well,
layup.
Right.
Oh yeah, no brainer. So last team in the NFC North, Chicago Bears, kind of going from zero to hero here. The Bears GM turned Chicago into a legit contender almost overnight. It's going to take a few years to get it all together, but surrounding Caleb Williams with weapons like Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, DeAndre Swift, all of them in year one is loaded. Chef's kiss, just right? Loaded. Offensive coordinator Shane Waldron comes in from Seattle, ran a ton of 3 wide sets in Seattle, now gets to do it with Keenan Allen, Rome, and DJ. The Seahawks weren't afraid to lean on the passer under Waldron, so with him, they finished 5th and 13th in pass rate. over the past 2 seasons per fantasy points from 2022-2023. The Seahawks pass rate ranked top 12 in the red zone, first downs, and in neutral situations. I expect a lot of the same with the Bears. If that's the case, I don't know which of these 3 guys, wide receivers, I want to own, but I want a piece of this pie.
Right. The question is, who's going to get the ball?
Yeah. I trust DJ Moore. I think the upside is there for Roma Dunze, and I think Keenan Allen's on the back 9 of his career. And he's overweight. He's come in a little bit overweight.
Now, I've heard that he can drop 15 pounds in a second.
He may need to, because the reports are that he weighs over 230 pounds now, and his playing weight is listed at 210 last season. So if that's the case, he is not a receiver that can afford to lose some quickness, because he's already pretty slow as it is in terms of wide receivers. He's more known for his route running ability to create space, but
I just have faith in professional athletes to be able to lose weight quickly and get into professional
Leonard
shape
Fournette
quickly.
did it all the time, right?
Did he?
Oh yeah, he used to drop 10-15 pounds in like a week.
I remember CC Sabathia was like, he would see the baseball reference. He would, if he would stop eating cereal, he would drop about 20 to 30 pounds. It's kind of, but he also lost speed on his fastball. It was interesting to see him fluctuate in weight throughout the years. But Caleb Williams, will he be able to do it? I have a hard. We were talking about rookie quarterbacks earlier, like Peyton Manning, how he had a horrible rookie year. It's there, and the Bear. I put my money against the Bears earlier before really watching them play this preseason. Oh man, they look good.
The way you do it is you surround them with talent. They've done that. You bring in an offensive mind that knows how to use that talent. They've done that with Shane Waldron. He's proven that in Seattle. And then you need a guy who's fearless, and Caleb Williams is that. So he has the mentality, he has the makeup, he has the weapons, and he has the play caller. To me, I would be surprised if this doesn't work out. We're already seeing it work out in the preseason, so there's no reason to believe it won't happen in the regular season. Now, in the running back room, DeAndre Swift is there. He's the starter. You also have Khalil Herbert. You have Roschon Johnson, my favorite running back in this group. It's a crowded backfield. It's DeAndre Swift's to lose, but I think he will eventually lose it or give up some carries due to injury. So we'll see what happens there. But on the receiving side of things, it's DJ Moore for me. Last season, number 5 in yards per team pass attempt, number 14 in air yards, number 8 in yards after the catch, number 7 in juke rate, number 9 in points per game overall. The Bears were bottom 5 in passing attempts last year with bottom 5 quarterback play. Removing his rookie season, is averaging 133 targets a season. So, best QB of his career by far for DJ Moore. 4th easiest strength of schedule for wide receivers. He is absolutely worth that 4th round price at ADP of 47.
Well, let's take a look at what Vegas thinks, because I'm not too sure about that.
Yeah.
I before the preseason, again, I put a parlay in. I said the Steelers are going to make the playoffs. I said the Bears are not going to make the playoffs. Again, that was before watching preseason and seeing how good Caleb Williams can do with that much talent around him. It's kind of scary.
It is scary.
Let's see. I apologize for the delay.
No, as you're looking, the other thing I want to touch on too, the tight ends are interesting to me. Mercedes Lewis, we all know he's there to block. He's there for the run game. Gerald Everett should feast in this offense. If you have 3 wide sets, that's going to leave a lot of space in the middle of the field for the tight ends leaking out. I think either DeAndre Swift, whoever's playing running back, and Gerald Everett is going to see a lot of dump-offs, because the one thing they don't want Caleb Williams doing is sitting in the pocket too long and getting his head knocked off. So.
With us being bullish on the Bears, they are at plus 275.
Yeah.
Packers plus 230, Lions 135. There's value in both Bears and Packers.
Yeah.
I mean, $2, $3, $5, whatever you can. There's value. I would definitely parlay that with some wins.
Nice. Well, that wraps up the NFC North. Next up for us is the NFC South. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Atlanta Falcons, Panthers, and Saints.